What do you think? Should I put the cover on upside down? You know, make some real noise? Nah, my neighbors hate me enough already. How y'all doing? I'm Big Al and welcome back to the garage. If you're new to the channel, please take a minute to like and subscribe. Today we are back with my 65 Chevy Corvair. As you recall from previous videos, we have installed an electric fuel pump in an attempt to get to the bottom of the fuel starvation issues that are plaguing this car. The car's running better, but we're not out of the woods yet. I first put the pump in, couldn't even make it around my neighborhood without it dying. Then it got to the point I couldn't even make it around the cul-de-sac. So on the advice of the Corvair owners Facebook group, I checked the timing. It was out. It was idling way too slowly. And after adjusting the timing, the car is better. I was able to make it to the next cul-de-sac and back. But I had to keep feathering the throttle to keep the engine running. So today, we are going to take the carburetors back to their factory specification. And then we are going to adjust the idle speed to get it to where it should be and balance the carburetors. For this job, you're going to need two specialized tools, a handheld tachometer dwell meter, and a Unison Gauge. Now, I have to do this procedure with the engine running. So I'm not going to speak while I'm doing it. I'm going to record a voiceover after the fact. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to hear a blasted thing I'm going to say. You will also need a flat blade screwdriver, but I don't think I actually have to hold that up and show it to you. So first thing I have to do is warm the car up to temp. Let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing here is I'm disconnecting the crossover linkage between the two carburetors. This is to keep you from accidentally messing up the settings on one while you're adjusting the other one. It's two clips, pops right off, easy peasy. Now I'm trying to zoom in here, get a good angle on the mixture screws and fast idle screws. Here we are. Better angle on the passenger side carburetor. That's the mixture screw right there that controls how rich or lean the fuel mixture is. I am turning it in all the way. It's a flat blade, obviously. Wish they could have made it a Phillips. And then I back it out 2 turns. I do 1/2, then 1, then 1.5, then 2. I do the same thing on the fast idle screw. The more you back that screw out, the slower the idle speed. Factory default is all the way in and then backed out 2 turns on both the mixture and the fast idle screw. I will of course lather, rinse, repeat on the driver's side carburetor. And then I'll zoom out and show you how we use the Unison Gauge to reduce the idle speed and balance them. Whatever you do to one carb, you have to do to the other. Here I am futzing with this thing. Of course, they had to make it a, slotted screw, not Phillips. One thing you can do to make this a little easier is take a Sharpie and just mark one side of the screw. I had done that previously, but it's long since worn off. So I made do with this. I'm doing that currently on the other carburetor. Then we're going to start the motor up, and it's going to idle way too fast, to the point where I feel like it's going to grenade, but so I will usually get in and shut it right off again. Let's see, what am I doing here? Only did this 15 minutes ago, and I'm already wondering what's going on.
A few moments later.
There we go. Now we're idling fast. I'm just going to give it a minute and see what it does, just in case I need to run and cut it off. And then we will begin the adjustment festivities. I'll be panning back and forth between the two carburetors. Hopefully that doesn't make you too dizzy, because I have to show you the Unison Gauge on each one. Of course, if you're a big spender, you can always just buy 2 of the Unison Gauges. And one Safety tip while I am at it is never put your face directly over the carburetor barrel. If the engine should backfire, it will shoot a flame out, and it's a good way to lose an eyebrow, and we don't want to do that. Alright, here I am. Backing the fast idle screw out half a turn. I'm going to go do the same thing on the driver's side. See, it shoots the little bead in the Unison gauge all the way to the top. You want it about in the middle. And that's how we're eventually going to get there. And of course, also reaching over the fan like that is a huge, huge safety no-no. That thing will take a finger right off. Doing the same thing, obviously, now to the driver's side, and watching the gauge. Of course, as I reduce the idle speed, unfortunately, the engine does seem to get rougher. I don't know what the deal is there. Ideally, this thing should idle around 500 or 600 RPMs. Let's see. And we are off the scales at 1100 RPM. That's still way too fast. So we're going to back that out a little more. There's my arm. There's my back of my shirt. I'm doing the driver's side, obviously. Okay. Still a little too high, but we're getting closer. See where that red bead is? It should be right in the middle of that vial there. Now, of course, it's still going right to the moon on the driver's side. So we'll get there. Again, I'm going to back out this one's fast idle screw. It's kind of buried in there, not the easiest thing in the world to get to. Nope, not there yet. And it's not fully off choke for some weird reason. The passenger side one is. Maybe the choke is defective on that carb. Anything is possible at this age. Now see, that one is perfect. That's right where it should be, right in the middle. So now we need to get the driver's side. We're at about 700 RPMs now. That's closer to where we need to be. Yeah, that one is still wanting to go. The engine is getting rough. You can see the whole gauge is shaking around. Messing with the choke. Ah, see now, with that linkage disconnected, it seems to want to go faster. So I reconnected it on the driver's side. Now it's too low, so now we need to... Well, now it's too low because the thing's vibrated clear off the carb. We're going to screw that back in. See how rough it's getting? It's idling too slowly now. See, now there we are. Right in the middle, right where we need to be. Oh, now it vibrated off again. That's why it dropped. We're going to check the passenger side again. Oh, so close. Just a little itty bitty bit of fine-tuning at this point. My big head's in the way. I don't remember which way I'm going in or out at this point. Hey, down in front. Alright. We are idling right where we need to be. Yeah, that's rough. That thing should not be bouncing like that. Okay. That's right where it should be. My armpit, but we're right about where we should be. There you have it. That is how you balance carburetors with a Unison gauge. As you heard, the engine did lose a bit of its smoothness. This carburetor, I don't know why it won't come fully off choke, but I don't know what the problem is there. We're going to put the crossover linkage back together. You don't want one carb influencing the other one. That was why we took that off. Oh, you stink monkey. Get in there. Okay. Alright. These clips are always just so much fun. Of course, you don't want to go in. You don't want to go in there. The hole is your home. Gotta push it up a little bit. Would have been better if I had done that with, you know, the clip on there, but hey, can't have everything. Bada bing! Alright, next step, we put the air cleaner back on. And yes, I've been doing this off camera, but I am working on rebuilding the secondary carburetors for this car. I think it'll just run a lot better with them. There is a hissing sound coming from over here, so that means vacuum leak. So I've got to trace that down. That could be the source of my troubles. I'm willing to put a large sum of money on it. There's that. Go down in. Boom. That's good and steady now. Let's get the rest of it. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Put that back on wide angle. Okay. Got our filter element. What do you think? Should I put the cover on upside down? You know, make some real noise? Nah. My neighbors hate me enough already. Oh, come on now. Alright. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope you will please like, share, and subscribe. And have a wonderful and safe 4th of July weekend. Or, it's not the weekend, what am I saying? Well, wonderful 4th of July. And I will catch you on the next installment.